There we go. All right, so to start our class today, all right, the first thing we'll want to do is log into our KW Command platform. So to access this, it's pretty simple. We'll just go to agent.kw.com like we're seeing right up here. All right, we're going to put inside our username and password, all right, our MyKW account to access the Keller Cloud. All right, so you'll just put inside your MyKW username and password. Now, if you don't recall what your MyKW username is or your password or anything, all right, there is a forgot password option on here. All right, for the username, if you don't recall what it might be, contact someone in your office that's an admin, all right, because typically someone like the MCA, the Agent Services Coordinator, Team Leader, will actually be able to see what your username is in the white pages to help out immediately. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in real quick. I don't think I changed my password. We're going to find out. There we go, perfect. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and accept these cookies, and this has been up here for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and X out of that. All right, so now we're actually on our KW Command dashboard. All right, so this is basically our home page of everything for KW Command and how you can access it. All right, so the first thing we're actually going to see on our dashboard on here is really just a bunch of different kind of square, rectangle boxes, however you want to consider it, all right, of what you actually have available right now. All right, so if we're taking a look at this, as you can see, the first thing we have up here at the top left, on mine at least, is contacts. All right, and this is where we can actually view our CRM in theory. All right, so this is where we can add a contact, we can actually update their information, we can create those neighborhood URLs that you guys may have heard about. All right, in addition to that, once we have a contact added in, we can actually create opportunities on here too. All right, so that way if we want to go through and we want to set up a contact on an opportunity, which basically just takes them from when you first contact them all the way through when they close on the property. All right, this will help out tremendously so you can see your pipeline basically. All right, then we have groups on here. All right, just kind of internal groups that you can set up with your office. You can set it up with your team. You can access other groups that are on KW Connect. All right, think of it kind of like Facebook groups where you can kind of chat with everybody. All right, you'll have Lead Accelerator on here, all right, which is fantastic for digital marketing. It's a way that you can actually set up different ads like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter ads. All right, you can actually go through and start to post out as well over on Facebook and Twitter too if you want to schedule certain items out. All right, so this is just another way to kind of keep your digital presence and even your print marketing, because there's an option on here for flyers, all right, to make it as simple as possible. All right, then of course, if we scroll down even further, we'll have our local insights. So you guys may have seen these before over on Kelly. All right, so on Kelly, you've been able to add inside insights recently. All right, and this will help out tremendously, so that way when the new app launches, you'll be able to basically take a look at all these insights immediately. All right, so that'll help out tremendously on here. All right, and then of course, over here on the right-hand side, we also have referrals. All right, so under the referral section on here, all right, much like you saw over on KW Connect, this is where you can actually go through and utilize all the referrals immediately. All right, so instead of having to go over to, KW Command, over to KW Connect, all right, you can access everything in the back end right on here. All right, then of course you have your settings. We're going to talk about that in a second, if it'll open. I know a lot of people have had some issues getting into the settings recently. All right, this is where you can actually customize all of your information that'll display on your Keller Cloud backend. All right, so in this case, this way you can actually go through and update a good amount of information. You can actually view all your archive contacts. You can set up your marketing profile to automatically populate on different pieces. All right, so that'll help out tremendously. All right, that marketing profile will populate over here on Sketchhouse too. All right, so on Sketchhouse, this is where you can actually go through and design different marketing pieces. So if you've ever utilized a platform like MailChimp or like Constant Contact or Canva, all right, Sketchhouse is going to be very similar, where you're going to have a drag and drop feature that you can just kind of, place items in to create your own pieces. All right, so you can be as creative as you want to. All right, below that, we also have smart plans. These are not available quite yet, but if you want an idea as to what it'll look like, there's a video on here that you can watch that'll give you kind of a little bit of an update on how you can utilize smart plans. Think of them like email campaigns plus. All right, so they're way beyond email campaigns. It's a horrible idea on there, but it's really going to give you an idea of what you need to do for each person. All right, it's going to be all automated AI information that'll help to, like you can see, create digital leverage for your business. All right, and this is going to go for all of your different contacts too. All right, then you can also manage your listings. They're calling this the KWLS 2.0. All right, so that way you can actually access all of your listings immediately on here via the KWLS, so that'll help out tremendously. All right, you can even create landing pages on here too. All right, one of the biggest landing pages you can create right now is kind of like a neighborhood type landing page that you can see over on the contacts. I'll show you that in a second. All right, but on here you can actually create your own custom neighborhood landing page as well. All right, or you can actually create your own landing page from these Sketchhouse templates. All right, you can also view reports on here too. All right, very soon you'll be able to see your GCI on there. You can actually view your opportunity, buyer or seller reports on here too. So just kind of reporting all in one location. All right, and then there's even an email campaign section. Currently, there are not any email campaign templates that you guys might be used to, like over in eEdge or other platforms. All right, you can create your own templates through Sketchhouse, but hopefully very soon there'll be plenty of templates that you guys can utilize right away. All right, and then of course at the very bottom down here, you can actually see what's coming soon on here, whether it's the calendar, an updated dashboard, the leverage option, all right, or even the listing consultation on here. All right, so that's just kind of an overview of the dashboard and what you can actually find on here. Now at the top right though, you'll also happen to have this bell icon, and that'll basically alert you if any notifications have been completed on here. All right, the biggest notifications we've been seeing on here are, as you can see, if you happen to go through and you import any contacts, all right, that'll pop up on here. There's even a question mark option if you want to check KWU on here to kind of search for any helpful items to utilize command right away. All right, and then of course at the very top right, it's going to have your name on here. All right, so once we click on our name, here we go. All right, so once we click on our name on here, then we're going to have our profile option, and this is going to be your KW Connect profile that you can update. You'll have your settings section, an option for command training, or you can even log out. So I'm going to click on the settings option on here to check this even further. All right, so I'm going to click on settings real quick on here. There you go. All right. Now my settings did pop up. Hopefully yours will pop up as well. All right, so I'm hoping they do at least. All right, so at the end of the day, your settings back over here will help you out tremendously to make you work smarter, not harder. All right, so I always suggest starting with the settings before you do anything. All right, just in case you need to update anything on here. All right, because at the end of the day, this will help you out tremendously. All right, so with that being said, the first thing that we're actually going to see on here are connected apps. All right, so the connected application section on here will basically allow you to go through and, well, connect all these different kind of CRM options or email options. That way you can move all your contacts over. Now, not all of the connected apps are working 100% properly right now. I know KWRI is working on that. So like currently I have the eEdge option connected on here, but my eEdge contacts aren't syncing over. Same with Gmail on here too. All right, but some other items like setting up Facebook on here, setting up your MailChimp account, all right, that'll help out tremendously so that way you can actually go through and utilize them. All right, so there are sections on here for social where you can actually view your social media options. You have productivity down here too. All right, and if you want to, you can actually sync any of your different CRMs through PieSync. Now, PieSync is free for your first sync only. All right, any sync after that is 50% off. So if you happen to have multiple different CRMs that you were working out of previously, all right, then if you want to sync the biggest one, all right, you're definitely more than welcome to, and that's completely free. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on there. All right, so all you'd have to do is just click the Connect App option, or sorry, Connect Account option over here on the right-hand side, and then you can actually connect this immediately. Twilio is another option that you can utilize for SMS messaging or text messaging if you want to send any type of text messages from the platform. Now, Twilio is a paid-per-use service. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. So I believe it is 1 cent per text message that is sent out and 1 cent per text message that is received back from what we've seen. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. In order to utilize Twilio, it is a paid-per-use service, so it's not free to send out, unfortunately. All right, but you can add inside your Google Calendar, Office 365. All right, for the marketing automation, I can even add inside Twitter ads on here, or even Google AdWords. All right, so if I wanted to add inside, say for instance, my Google Calendar, I can click the Connect Account option over here on the right-hand side. All right, and then it'll allow me to basically sign in and link everything up immediately. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to go back real quick because I don't want to link anything up on here. Perfect. All right. So with that being said, that's just the connected application section that we have on here. Now, in addition to that, you also happen to have your database option over here on the left-hand side too. Now, this is relatively new from the last time we had this class. I just want to give you guys a heads up. All right, so in this case, you can actually go through and you can view all of your archives, because in order to delete a contact, you must first archive them, and then outside of that, you also have to go through and manually delete it. So I just want to give you a heads up on there. You have to archive, and then you have to delete. All right. So with that being said on here, you can actually view all your archives. You can view your opportunity archives, or you can even wipe your database. All right. So if you want to actually start from scratch, you're definitely more than welcome to on here. All right, so if I click on Database Wipe, all right, then as you can see, we can actually archive all contacts, or we can delete all archived contacts as well. All right, so that way if you want to just go through and completely start from scratch, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, so this is one big feature that I know a lot of people have been asking about, because some of the contacts may have imported improperly, so this will help to actually update that immediately. All right, then of course you have your opportunity settings on here too, where you can actually choose the Sketchhouse template you'd like to utilize for sending out offers. All right, you can even add inside custom fields that'll display over on your contact section if there are any custom fields you want to display. Same with custom tags on here too. You'll have the option of viewing your neighborhood snaps, whether it's different neighborhoods that you want to link up. All right, you can view different landing pages you have set up on here too, or even team data. All right, and then in addition to that, you can also view your import logs on here too. All right, now the biggest thing that I really want to take a look at, though, is the marketing profile on here. This is the information that's going to automatically populate over on your marketing pieces in Sketchhouse, and then also over on your landing pages. All right, so if I click on marketing profile on here, for instance, all right, anything that currently has in the parentheses required will be needed in order to actually link this up properly. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on there. All right, so anything that's in the parentheses will be needed to link this up correctly. All right, so you will need to put inside your photo on here, as you can see. All right, and then outside of that, if you want to, you can also add inside a team logo on here too. You're not required to, but you can if you want. All right. Now, one thing to note, though, the logos on here, if you notice, the recommended size is 360 by 360, so it is going to be a square at the end of the day. All right, so it is going to be a square on here. All right, so if you notice, it's going to go inside that little circle on there, so you definitely want to make sure it is a square so it displays properly. All right, now all you have to do is just click that upload option. You can add that in immediately. All right, now same thing for the details on here. Anything that says required, like first name and last name, will be needed in order to link this up immediately. All right, so then you can put inside your name on here. You can put inside your license number. Now, if you're, let me see if I have this correct. If you're over in California or the state of New York, you will need to put inside your DRE or license number on there in order for it to display correctly. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. That will be a necessity to have on there. All right, you can put inside your team name, your designations, your bio on here too. All right, and if we scroll down even further, you'll happen to have your mobile phone, your office phone, fax, email, website. All right, you can even put inside a DBA logo on here too. All right, then of course for the market center name, market center street address. This one doesn't say required, but I'd highly suggest putting that in if you're putting the street address at the top up there. All right, so that way you can add that in too for the city, state, or province and postal code. All right, and then even the brokerage license number if you need to add that in as well. All right, at the very bottom there is a legal footer if you need to add anything inside there, social media info if you want to add inside your social media platforms or profiles, and then of course your branded app URL on here too, so you can link that up as well. All right, now once that is completed, once you click the save option on here, then you can save this immediately. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. You can save that right away. All right, so once I click save, then we're all good to go. All right, so as you can see, your marketing profile was successfully saved. From now, it will make your work easier and will be helpful in auto-completion of many templates and marketing materials. All right, remember, you can edit this anytime. All right, so another thing to note on here, your marketing profile will help you create this faster. All right, this won't affect and change your regular profile information over on KDB Connect, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right, so the next thing I definitely want to take a look at, obviously we just checked out over here the settings section. All right, but then at the very top up here, let's go back to the dashboard. So I can click on this little home option up here to go back to our dashboard real quick. All right, And once we do that, then the next thing I'm going to do is go through the contact section. All right, so I'm going to click on that contact section real quick. Contact section. There we go. Alright, so once we do that, then we can actually view all of our contacts that are going to display inside our contact section of command. Alright, so I just want to give you a heads up. This is where your new CRM is going to be located. Alright, so first thing first, obviously you can go through, you can do a mass import if you want to. Alright, so there is an import option up here. Now if you are going to import, the only way to import though, so if I click on this import option, you must utilize their template. So it says it'll download as a CSV file. It actually downloads as an Excel file, an XLSX file. Now you can import the CSV or you can import the XLSS file, and both of those will work perfectly. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. Alright. Now with that being said though, you can also go through here and you can start to add inside leads, alright, or you can add inside contacts. So currently reviewing contacts, or I can click on leads up here if I want to segment my database over to the lead side too. Alright, so just to give you a heads up, they'll have two different sections on here where you can utilize lead or contact. Alright, so in order to add a contact though, it's pretty simple. At the top right, it'll just say add contact. Alright, so I'm going to add inside a contact real quick to fix this up. Yeah. Alright, so for the full name on here, I'm just going to put inside my name real quick. And of course, if you've not added yourself as a contact, I always suggest adding yourself. Because at the end of the day, this will make your life a lot easier, to say the least. Alright, and then I'm going to put inside my email on here too. Alright, and the reason I suggest adding yourself as a contact is you always want to see what other people are receiving as well. Alright, so at the end of the day, if something goes out and you don't know what was sent out on your behalf, that's not a good thing. Alright, you want to make sure that automatically goes out and you're receiving it too. Alright, so as you can see, very simple. I just kind of went through, I typed inside my info, I added in my email, my phone number. You can put inside the preferred method of contact so you know how to reach out to them. You could add inside additional contact info on here. Alright, we can put inside their stage on here, whether they are captured, whether we've connected with them, whether they're currently qualified. We can put inside what type of lead source they came from on here too. Alright, I can put inside a system tag as well. Alright, if I happen to have any different system tags on here. Alright, or I can add inside my own custom tag on here too. Alright, so maybe I want to put inside custom tag 3/26. Alright, then if you notice that that's not available on here, I can actually create this custom tag immediately too. Alright, so we have a bunch of different options to go through where we can actually tweak this further. Alright, now the tags are basically going to be a different way of searching for the contacts, kind of like groups. Alright, so I just want to give you a heads up, very similar to groups at the end of the day. Alright, so then of course if we scroll down even further, we'll have our About section where we can add inside a description about this contact. We can add inside their address on here too, whether it's home, work, or a different location. Alright, we can even make sure that's their mailing address. We can add inside their birth date, their relationship as well to other people on here too. Alright, we can add inside their social media information. Alright, their work info. We can even add inside custom fields on here. So here's that one custom field where I add inside a test one. Alright, so if there are different fields that you want to add in that you currently have over on your current CRM, alright, then you're definitely more than welcome to. Alright, so I just added in kind of the bare minimum. I added inside the name, the email, and the phone number. Alright, so once I click create though, that'll create this immediately for me. Alright, so then we can actually see, let me scroll back up real quick. Alright, here's the name of the contact on here. Alright, we don't have anything on there for last visited or last contacted, haven't sent them anything. Didn't put inside a system tag. Let me scroll down real quick so I can move over. Here we go. Alright, I can see the custom tag I added inside. I can see what stage they're currently in. I don't have a stage for them. Alright, I put inside the primary phone and the primary email on here. And then, of course, on the far right-hand side, there's even 3 dots where I can edit the contact. I can add an activity. I can share this contact. I can add inside a note. Archive them. I can view the smart plan, or I can even move it to the leads section if I want to move them over here instead. Alright. Now, if I ever want to edit this, I'm definitely more than welcome to. I can just click on the contact name on here. Alright, if you notice, then I can actually go through and edit them even further. All right, and I can click this little edit button up here as well if I want to update anything as well. All right, so I can update, once again, their headshot on here or their picture. I can update the source it came from. I can update their phone numbers, email addresses, addresses. All right, a bunch of different information. Now, on the right-hand side, I can also view the timeline of all the different info we may have sent to them. If I do have them linked up on opportunities that I'll show you in a second how to access, I can add, here's their opportunity section as well. All right, and then in addition to that, all right, I can also click on the task option on here, and I can add inside a task of what I might need to do for them, or even some additional notes that I might want to check out too. All right, so if I scroll down a little bit further on here, then I can actually click on the Add Neighborhood option or Get Neighborhood Snap URL. All right, so in this case, I can actually create a different neighborhood URL for them to utilize that'll actually feature their neighborhood or different neighborhoods they might be looking in, all right, to get them some information on, average days on the market, average price that these properties have sold for, how many properties are currently on the market. All right, so if I want to click on Add Neighborhood on here, I can search for this real quick. All right, so I'm going to search for my neighborhood of Coytown. All right, and then I'm also going to search for downtown Orlando and see if anything pops up. Here we go. All right, so I added those two on here real quick. All right, so then if we notice, we could also click Add to Smart Plan. Those aren't available quite yet. But then I can get this Neighborhood Snap URL to send out to this contact immediately. All right, so I'm going to copy this real quick. And then I'm just going to paste this. I just want to give you guys an idea as to what this will look like. All right, so here's the neighborhood analysis on here, and we chose two different neighborhoods. All right, I had Coytown, and then I also had the downtown Orlando that I can share with them. All right, right on here, it has our contact information. Hopefully this will get updated very, very soon where it doesn't have those dashes on there. All right, but here's our contact information from our marketing profile. All right, right over here we have the home page, which is obviously taking us over to where this is located. There's the option to search on here too, to search for properties. All right, or there's even About Me section where it'll have all of our information too. All right, and then obviously here's that Download My App link from that section that we had over in our marketing profile. Now this is currently a known glitch, so hopefully this will get updated very, very soon on here. All right, but under the home section, I can actually go through. So here's the one for Coytown. I can pull up any active listings or any pending listings on here, sold data as well. All right, as you can see, I can see the average listing price per square feet. I can see the active homes that are over here too. All right, so it's pretty cool. You can actually view all of this on here. All right, so it's great if you're just trying to see for sellers, for instance, hey, here's your neighborhood, here's what's currently going on. All right, or if I click on downtown Orlando, I don't feel like that's all downtown Orlando, but I'll give it to it. All right, then we can actually see stuff right over here too. All right, so I might want to add inside a couple more neighborhoods on here. But if you notice, I could actually send this URL over to my contact Scott Leroy, and they can actually keep up to date with everything too. All right, so it's pretty cool how you can actually utilize that right away. All right, so I'm going to go back to the contacts real quick. Now, I could spend the entire class talking about these contacts, all right, but I've got to move on, unfortunately. All right, but one final thing I definitely want to show you guys. You can obviously change the views on here. All right, so currently we're just kind of viewing like the list view. All right, so if I want to view kind of like the grid type option, I can view that over here too. All right, so completely up to you as how you want to view it. But then you can also customize your columns as to what you want to display on here, including your custom fields. All right. And then in addition to that, you can also set up smart views on here. All right, so just in case you want to, you can go through, and if you are searching for stuff, so I'm going to filter for this. So maybe I want to filter for contacts that have, the tag of, let's do the custom tag. What did I put that in as? Did I put it in as test? Let's see what pops up. No, maybe it was custom tag. There it is, custom tag 326. All right, so I can search for contacts that are just under this tag or basically under this group. And then I can actually save this as a smart view. All right, so if I click Save Smart View, then I can actually specify, hey, this is going to be my custom tag group. All right, and I can even set this as the default smart view, so each time I pop in, it'll pop up. All right, so if I click Save Smart View on here, then under our Smart View section, it looks like it's thinking right now. It should pop up in a second. All right, because then as you can see, we have one for agents and neighborhoods on here. All right, so now, it's okay. It'll pop up in a second on here. I'll click to reload, and hopefully it'll show. There we go. So then I can click on my custom tag group option, and just these contacts that have the tag of custom tag, all right, would pop up for me. All right, so you have different ways that you can actually specify, kind of like saving bookmarks on your web browser, for instance, or your favorites. All right, this is going to be the exact same thing on your contacts, so you can access them even quicker. All right, and then if I want to manage them or anything, so my default is obviously all the contacts. All right, but on here, I'm going to go ahead and delete that one, and I'll delete the one I created for agents on here too. All right, so you can update this at any time. All right, so we do need to move on, though. All right, so the next thing we're taking a look at on here is we also happen to have the task. All right, so under the task section on here, all right, then we can actually go through and we can take a look at this immediately, where we can add inside brand new task. All right, so with that being said, you can actually create a new task on here. All right, you can actually see what you need to do today. You can see what you need to do tomorrow, this week, this month. All right, so for the task, for instance, I could just specify, call Scott Leroy about his property. If I can spell properly, that'd be great too. All right, so I can specify what date this is due on. So I could specify, hey, it's due on Friday. All right, I can put inside the description on here too. So I'm literally just going to put inside the same description. I can put inside files, hyperlinks. I can even assign it to a contact on here too. All right, so let me assign this over to Scott Leroy. So I'm going to add this contact. Perfect. All right, so now it's linked up with that contact, and I can create this task immediately. So the cool part about that is you can keep everything kind of up to date and organized on here. All right, so this is just a little helpful overview of what you need to do. Now, obviously, I don't have anything to do today, all right, but if I look over, it looks like it's still refreshing, but if I look over this week, all right, it should pop up in a second where I can actually see, hey, I need to contact them about their property. All right, and it'll have everything on there. All right, it might still be thinking right now, so if it is, I'll come back to this later. All right, but this is how simple it is just to go through and create tasks on here too. All right, so I'm going to go and skip on to just to make sure we don't miss out on anything. All right, so on here, as you can see, then we also have to have smart plans. All right, automate your action plans and checklists to create digital leverage. All right, individualized IDX site smart plan Kelly guide. All right, so that is something that might help you guys out as well. All right, but then you also happen to have your smart plans that are coming very soon on here if you do want to watch this video. All right, so this is just going to help you out with exactly what you need to do to send certain items out to your contacts to make sure everything is neatly organized for them, and more importantly, it's just kind of digitized for them only. All right, so at the end of the day, it'll be individualized, as you can see on here. It's very specific for what they're looking for what their needs are. It's not anything broad of, hey, just search for a property in this city. All right, it's going to help out tremendously. All right, now the referral section on here is going to look very similar to the referral section you guys are probably used to. All right, so as you can see on here, we happen to have our dashboard. Obviously, the color scheme's a little bit different, but it's still going to look very, very similar. We'll have our pending invites on here. We'll be able to see any new responses, any inbound or outbound referrals. All right, we can also search our referral network on here too. All right, in addition to that, we can also come up here. We can enter a referral to track. We can send a referral. We can even view our referrals as well. We can view the map on here. We can view our network. All right, so a bunch of different options we can take a look at. All right, so it looks like a couple people are actually trying to invite me on here. I probably should accept that. All right, I don't do anything with referrals, but I appreciate that. So there you go. All right, but on here we can actually view all the different referral options in case you want to send out a referral or receive one. All right, so I always tell people start to think nationally instead of locally. All right, because at the end of the day, if you happen to have someone, a family member that lives over in Washington, and even though I'm in Orlando, so I might be licensed in Florida, all right, if I happen to have a family member that lives in Washington, they trust me. All right, they're my family member, friend, whoever it might be. All right, then I can actually reach out to them and say, hey, if you're looking to buy or sell, let me know, and I can get you in touch with a fantastic Keller Williams agent in your area. All right, so at the end of the day, if it's a 25% referral fee, 25% is always going to be greater than 0%. So I always tell people, hey, at the end of the day, you might want to take a look at that. All right, that'll help out tremendously. All right. So with that being said on here, all right, this will help out fantastic, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I just want to show you where you can access this. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the referral section on here before, so this might help out tremendously. All right, and then of course over here we also have our opportunities. All right, so we do have an opportunities class once a month. We also have a referrals class once a month too. All right, that'll actually go over your entire opportunities, basically pipeline. All right, so on here, it'll actually show you how to set up a new listing opportunity, a new buyer opportunity as well. And the cool part is, as you can see, So under here, it's in the cultivate section for this current buyer. We can actually see our probable income and our potential income. So the potential income is if everything goes according to plan, here's what it's probably going to come out to be. All right, and then the probable income will actually increase based on the percentage of likelihood that this person is to convert into an actual closing. All right, so on here, I believe it's 5%, so that's why it's showing $450 of the $9,000 that should actually come from a $300,000 closing at 3%. That was a lot to say right there without breathing. All right, so at the end of the day, this will help out tremendously on here. All right, and then of course, you can also see the leases section on here too. You can view your ratio as well, or even your activity. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. Now to start an opportunity, it's pretty simple. You'll just click the Create Opportunity option up here at the top right in order to create one, and then that way you can actually move them through your pipeline. All right, so you can keep up to date with all of your different contacts. Now you will need to have them add as a contact first in order to add an opportunity for them. All right, but if I click on Create Opportunity, I can specify my market center on here. If I'm part of a team, I can put inside the team name, the opportunity type on here, whether it's listing, buyer, tenant, or landlord. All right, I can even specify the contact on here, so I'm going to search for Scott again, which is the only contact I have. Hey, I misspelled my name and it still found me. Good. All right, then I can put inside a co-seller on here too, if there is a co-seller. I wonder. Yeah, no one's popping up. I was going to see if it was possible to add that in. All right, I can put inside the opportunity name. Much like on .loop, I always suggest putting inside for an opportunity name, the address of the property. I was about to say the opportunity property. The address of the property, or if you're doing a buyer opportunity, obviously the buyer name, because then you can actually update that later on too. All right, so let's say they're selling 123 Main Street. All right, then I could put inside some of the expected close date info, the estimated price. I'm going to put in the expected close date of July 31st. Estimated price of $300,000. Commission rate of 3%. I'm going to say it's in the cultivate phase, and it's currently just a brand new contact. All right, I can put inside the location, the description, and then this will automatically pop up as well. All right, so if I click Create Opportunity on here, here we go. All right, so as you can see, then we can actually view this opportunity right away. All right, so over here, we can actually go through and update this information even further if we want to. All right, or of course, I can also view the documents that are on here. All right, I can view the offers that I may have added inside. Very soon, we'll be able to see our commissions, which will take over for the green sheets actually, so that way you won't have to double dip all your information anymore. You can view notes on here too, or the timeline as well. All right, so with that being said, I can even click the Lost Opportunity option if this is one that didn't work out, or I can always click the Select from KWLS option in case I want to link up a listing that's on the KWLS with this opportunity. All right, so it's pretty cool that you can actually sync that up. Now, with that being said, let me go back to our sales pipeline real quick. All right, then as I can see on here, here's my cultivate option. Once again, 3%, so it's at that 5%. You know, it's a brand new contact, so it's a 5% chance that they're going to actually close. That's what we have it set up as. So there's our probable income and our potential, and you can actually move them through the pipeline. All right, then of course we also happen to have our lead accelerator on here too. All right, so for Lead Accelerator, you can actually set up different digital marketing ads or campaigns on here, along with scheduling out posts too. All right, so with that being said, if I want to go through, I do have to have, the Facebook option for the Facebook ads or the Twitter ads or Google AdWords linked up already in order to utilize this. Since I had the Facebook one linked up, though, I can actually click Create New Campaign on here. All right, then this will allow me to go through and enter a marketing campaign name, and then I can actually choose how I want to, advertise this, whether it's Facebook ads, Instagram ads. If I had Twitter or AdWords linked up, I could utilize that. Real mailers as well. I can specify the schedule that I want this to send out from. I can specify the budget as well, and obviously it's just going to take that budget and divide it by the amount of days you have set up. All right, and then of course I can even see what my goal is too, before actually going through and setting up the ads and configuring everything. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on there. All right, so this is all available for you. All right, So I'm not going to link that up though, because I don't have a credit card linked on here. But then you can actually go through and set up your new ads to automatically send out. You can even view your payment profile if you need to add inside a credit card, which you would in order to sync this up properly. All right. In addition to that, we can also go through. You can view archive campaigns if you may have set any up, but then you decide to delete them later on if you don't want to run them anymore. Or you can even set up to, obviously schedule out posts on here. All right, so if you have a Facebook page or a Twitter account, you can actually link that up in your settings. All right, and of course, you can also click on here to connect more profiles. That'll take you to that apps section of the settings. All right, and then you can actually start to schedule out your posts that you're going to put on Facebook or Twitter too. All right, so that way you can work smarter, not harder. So if you've ever utilized a platform like Hootsuite or like Buffer, this will be very similar at the end of the day. All right, so very, very similar. All right. And then, of course, you can also view your past posts on here, too. All right, so I'm giving you guys a little bit of a pause so I can actually drink some water, but you guys can kind of play around with it, too. All right. And, of course, we also have a class purely each month just on Lead Accelerator and Sketchhouse, so you guys can get an idea how to utilize those right away. Now, you will have a reporting section on here, too. All right, so for the reporting section, this will help out tremendously for you to utilize this right away. All right, so with that being said on here, all right, so a question just came through. Let me pull this up real quick, so hopefully I can answer this right away for you guys. All right, so the question just came over. See if it'll actually pop up on here. Is it possible to connect content curation services yet? Not quite yet. So unfortunately, you won't be able to on there. So in this case, if you're talking about like stuff, say for instance like KCM for their blogs or Back at You Media or anything like that, they don't have that option quite yet, but hopefully very, very soon it'll be on there. All right. And then, of course, for the reporting section, this is where you can just view all your different reporting options, whether it's the top sources of how you receive leads or contacts. You can also view, once again, the top sources again. We'll have it right up here. You can view how many new contacts have been added in this month. In addition to that, if I scroll down a little bit further, I can view my buyer opportunity reports, my listing opportunity reports. Very soon, I can see my GCI on here, too, so I won't have to go back to the My KW reports section. All right, and then I can also view all the contacts as well. All right, so I can view just today alone how many new contacts I have and how many new notes. Well, I added inside a contact, and then I added inside that little task for myself, too, so it added that note over as well. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. This will help out tremendously to keep up to date with everything. All right, now outside of that, you also happen to have the email campaigns on here. All right, so once again, like I was telling you guys before, there aren't any email campaign templates that you can utilize quite yet that you might be used to on other platforms, but you are more than welcome to actually go through Sketchhouse and create any type of email piece that you'd like to send out as the email campaign. All right, so on here, for instance, you can actually view all of your campaigns, and then you can also view all of your lists on here too. Now, the lists are actually going to populate from MailChimp. All right, so that's how this is actually going to send out. It's going to send out via MailChimp. So if you have not signed up for a MailChimp account quite yet, it's actually very simple. All right, all you'd have to do in this case, why am I going to Scottt Marketing? Sorry. We'll go to MailChimp.com/signup. All right, so MailChimp.com/signup. And if you notice, it just wants your email. You can use your email again as the username, and then the password as well in order to link this up right away. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on here. That'll help out tremendously. All right, so you do need a MailChimp account in order to utilize this right away. All right, but if you want to create a campaign, you can also click the Create Campaign option on the top right up here. You can label the campaign name, so maybe I'm going to put inside here Test Campaign. I can choose the list I want to send this out to, so I'm not going to send it out to my actual list. I'll put this on here so it just overrides it. All right, and then I can also select the template that'll come over from Sketchhouse too. All right, so if I have any templates, I can utilize that right away. And then I can even schedule the delivery as to when this will come out. All right. So I just want to give you a heads up. Right now, there are not any templates that you can utilize, but there are options on here where you can actually send over single pieces. All right. Now, beyond that, like I was talking about, you do need to create these pieces over inside Sketchhouse. So Sketchhouse is very similar to like the My Marketing section where you can actually go through and kind of tweak everything even further to send out. All right. So under the My Sketches section, this is where I can actually go through and basically design any of the different sketches I'd like to send out via email or I'd like to display on the web for myself to share with people. All right, so I have a couple different save sketches on here. All right, but then in addition to that, I can also create my own custom template. All right, or I can view the KW sketches if I want to start with some of them that they have on here. All right, so when taking a look at this, the first one that pops up is that MarketSnap default template. All right, so that way if I want to create a kind of landing page just for the MarketSnap, I'm definitely more than welcome to. All right, then I can also view different options on here like the property details. I can view it in, obviously, the red option. It says signature red. I can view it in blue or just over, just listed in red, different options of that sort. All right, now at the very bottom down here, you should have about 33 different templates that are currently available. All right, and if you choose any of these, so if I choose coming soon, signature red, for instance. All right, once I click on that, all right, then I can actually search for a listing if I want this to populate. All right, so I can literally search for anything on here, but I'm going to search for 123 Main Street, see if anything pops up. Of course, a bunch are going to pop up. All right, so I'm going to use a random one over here. All right, so I'm just going to use this one real quick. I'll use this one, why not? All right, so thank you for allowing me to borrow this real quick. All right, so I'm going to click the, all right, fine. Yeah, we're good to go. There you go. I'm going to add inside, I'll add that one as the main image. Awesome. All right, and then I can even choose a landing page on here too. So in this case, I'm going to, all right, let's see if I can just choose that one real quick. Awesome. I just want to update something so you can see what it'll look like. All right, so then I can actually go through and see how this will auto-populate for me if I wanted to add inside those different, items from the KWLS. All right, so in this case, when customizing your templates, be sure to update any placeholder text, photos, links, and buttons with your own content and brand. So if you notice, some of this placeholder information will automatically populate with our info. So here's my headshot, here's my name, my website link, coming soon, here's that image on here, here's the property info, I can put inside a description, I can put inside the year built, beds, baths, square foot, anything of that sort. All right, and then at the very bottom down here, I can see more information as well. My contact info. All right, this will actually auto-populate from our settings section for that marketing profile. If I had anything on here, I can always delete this too. All right, just to get an idea as to what this will actually look like. Now, once again, all this stuff is completely customizable. If I want to delete this, for instance, I can just click on it and click the trash can option so I can delete it right away. All right, if I want to delete this too, click that trash can option. All right, nothing is set in stone. All right, now outside of that, I can also view this on the phone, like we're seeing right now, or even on a tablet. Now, whenever you're actually editing it, I may suggest editing it on a tablet version, or if they happen to have the desktop version, utilizing that, just so it's a little bit bigger for you to actually take a look at. All right, but then we can actually see how we might want to set this up as well, if I want to add inside additional sections on here, or even additional content that I might want to display too, whether it's another button, another divider, an image, anything of that sort. All right, so there are a bunch of different options I can take a look at on here. There we go. All right, and if I did want to update something, I can click on this little paintbrush, for instance, where I can actually update the class, the dimensions, typography, I believe is how you pronounce the decorations on here. All right, I can view the component settings on here if I want to update that. All right, I can even view how this is all set up to display on here too. All right, but this is the main one that you're going to focus on, where you can actually update the layout or the content. Now, when that is all said and done, you can then import a template as well. So if you happen to have your own HTML, you can add that over here if you want to update it further. All right, you can actually download this HTML if you want to send it out from another platform. All right, so maybe you are utilizing Constant Contact instead of MailChimp. You can download it and import it over there. All right, you can even send a test email, or I can just copy this to my sketches. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that real quick. All right, so I'm going to come back over here real quick. All right, it's not popping up quite yet. Hopefully it'll pop up in a second on here. All right, but then we'll be able to see all of our sketches that we currently have available. All right, so if I want to go through and I want to update any of these, I'm definitely more than welcome to at any time. All right, and of course you can always click this Create Custom Template option at the top right up here just to, well, create a custom template. All right, it's that simple. All right, so once I click on Create Custom Template on here, all right, then I can put inside the name of the template. So I'm going to put inside test template, 3/26. I can put inside the template type, whether it's web, listing presentation, and email, market snap, or a marketing piece. I'm going to say this is going to be, an email. All right, so I'll create this sketch real quick. All right, then as you can see over here, I can actually start to pull certain items over if I want to just kind of start from scratch, basically. All right, so I can say we're going to have one section on here, and I want to add inside text, but then I also want to add inside an image too right below that. All right, so we can add inside a bunch of different options on here. All right, so you're definitely more than welcome to go through and really tweak everything even further. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right, so I'm going to go back. I'm not going to mess anything up on here. Hey, now it popped up. Here's that coming soon option. All right, and we got the test template over here too. All right, so below that, we also happen to have our listing section. Yeah, I'm going to leave this page real quick. So the listing section is now known as the KWLS 2.0. All right, so welcome to your sneak peek at KWLS. All right, today you can search listings across the United States and parts of Canada. All right, so coming soon, you'll be able to create and edit manual listings, very similar to the KWLS. All right, so if you haven't already accessed this, click on Take Me to KWLS 2.0. Here we go. Perfect. All right, and then of course, if you happen to have any listings, they'll automatically display over here from your KWLS. All right, or you can actually click on the listing search option to search for other listings inside the KWLS as well. All right, and I can even allow access to my location to see different listings that are around here too. All right, so if I wanted to, then I could actually pull up, like say this is my listing, and it didn't pop up. Then I can actually pull this up and I can view this immediately. All right, so it's pretty cool. You can actually search for listings. I said KWLS, I apologize. You can search for listings pretty much all over the MLS that are available on here. Because if you notice on this is coming from Keller Realty Group. All right, so it's pretty cool. We can actually take a look at all this. All right, so this is another way where you can actually just access everything from the back end. All right, you can even view the property description, area and school info, interior features, exterior features. All right, a bunch of different options that you would typically have over on the MLS as well. All right, but then I can also view photos on here too, open house info as well, videos, virtual tours, or links. All right, so it's pretty nice to be able to see all this just in one location. All right, so this is obviously currently being created right now, but if you do happen to have any listings, then under the My KWLS option, that'll display right away. All right, so if I click on this Coytown section, for instance, which I made the option earlier, obviously, and said, hey, this is the neighborhood I want to display for Scott Leroy. All right, then I can go through and I can view all this information for Coytown right away. All right, so it's pretty nice how we can actually take a look at everything on here. All right, and once again, you can view all their information right away. All right, it'll display all info from the MLS on here. All right, now this is currently being created, so I just want to give you a heads up. So once this is completely up and running, obviously you'll be able to utilize everything immediately. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. Check out your KWLS on here. You'll still use the normal KWLS from MyKW. All right, but this will actually start to mimic it right away. All right, then of course you also happen to have your local insights on here. So I'm going to click on local insights. There you go. All right, and then we can actually add inside insights. Now these insights are going to help out tremendously whenever we're actually going through and, well, in this particular case, basically utilizing the new KW app. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. So whenever you're utilizing the new KW app that's coming out very soon, this will help you out tremendously. All right. So if I wanted to search just for the zip code that I'm in, 32803, I can actually see what other people have added inside right away. All right, and then I can actually view, hey, here's some of the neighborhood information, the Colonial Town South info, Red Lobster, Pescatori, all right, Summit Church, all right, a bunch of different options that are available on here. Now, the cool part about this is whenever you actually go through to create any type of market snapshot, you can actually feature some of these different local insights to send out as well. All right, and then on the new KW app, this will actually display all the insights. So think of it kind of like Yelp or kind of like Google Business, where everything will just display for you in one location. All right, and then people can actually see different places around the area. All right, so if you want to create an insight, it's extremely simple. Just click the Create New Insight option at the top right. You can actually put inside your place or area, depending on what you're adding in. All right, you can add inside a location on here too. All right, so whatever the title is. Obviously, we can, or not the title, but where it's located. For the name, you can put inside the title on there. All right, you can even put inside the category, right, and even the description of it too, along with an image. All right, so once again, this is just something to be very helpful for, obviously, your contacts to utilize. So the more insights you have on there, the better it might be whenever you're sending out those market snapshots or whenever you're utilizing the new KW app too. All right, and then, of course, one of the final items, scroll down here real quick, we'll have our landing pages. All right, so for our landing pages on here, let me scroll out so I can see that. Yep, because the final item is that listing consult, and we won't have access to that quite yet. All right, so for our landing pages, you will first need to create this over inside Sketchhouse. All right, and then once you have it created inside Sketchhouse, then you can actually create the landing page immediately on here. All right, so with that being said, we can actually view our landing pages and then even contact landing pages like those neighborhood landing pages. All right, so with that being said on here, any landing pages we may have created, all right, we can actually access them and see the status of them right away too. So I'm going to make this active as well. All right, and then of course you can also create them up here too if we click on the Create Landing Page option. All right, we can enter the landing page name, we can enter the template we want to utilize from Sketchhouse, and then we can even put inside our postal code on here too. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. This does have to be created over inside Sketchhouse first to then utilize on here. All right, but as you can see, then I could actually click on any of these. So here's one I made back in February 14th. All right, so I can actually view the market snapshot for 78701. All right, then it would show the information on here, have our contact info. Obviously, this is one that I made a long time ago, so I haven't updated it. All right, but then you'll have that landing page to utilize. But once again, we also happen to have our neighborhood landing pages that we can utilize right away. All right, and these are the simplest ones to create because you're literally just going to put inside the neighborhood and that's it. All right, and then it'll just automatically pop up for you. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. In order to create the landing page, you must first create them over inside Sketchhouse. You must have that template on there first. All right, now the final thing I do want to show you guys, there is a Connect section up here. All right, so if we click on Connect, for instance, all right, then, as you can see, welcome to your new Connect. All right, then we can actually go through and view all the different groups that we're currently a part of. All right, and then outside of that, we can also come over here. We can select a group that we might want to post to. We can add inside our post on here as well. All right, and then, of course, over on the right-hand side, we can view any inbound invites, pending requests, invites that we've sent out. All right, so a bunch of different options we can actually utilize on here. All right, so this is just under the dashboard of Connect, but then we can also view our groups as well, very similar to what we were seeing right on there. All right, so any groups that we might be a part of. All right. And then, of course, over here on the left-hand side, you'll be able to see the calendar very soon, and then also the resources too. Now, outside of that, there's also a support section on here. So if you ever want to, find some support articles, there is a chat bot that you can chat with. All right, and then if we wait long enough, if you notice on here, we can also leave a message. All right, or in some cases, there'll be a live chat feature too. All right, so whenever KWRI is currently open for business for support, there's usually a live chat option that'll pop up here as well. All right, but in case you ever need to find anything, you can search for this immediately. All right, there's also a chat section on here where you can chat with different people. It looks like Robert sent a message over here. He did a test chat previously. He did one earlier today, actually. There you go. All right, then we can also see anyone that's on our team, our referral network. We can ask Kelly questions on here too. All right, so a bunch of different options. And then, of course, if there's ever anything that you want on here, any ideas that you want to submit, click on the little lab icon at the bottom right, and you can submit that idea immediately. All right, so hopefully this will be in the next lab option. All right, so then you can actually see your idea come to life. So the cool part about KW Command is everything is built for agents by agents. All right, so that's the best part about it, is this is all stuff that you're looking for. All right, so you guys are a part of the feedback to get this up and running even quicker. So there you go. All right. So at the end of the day, I always like to end with all this information on here of everything that's available for you. All right, but that is basically the end of our KW Command overview class.